Hey, what's up guys, Monsterville here, and today we're going to be doing a full comparison video between the Asus VivoPC and the Mac Mini 2012. So let's get started. So let's get started with the specs. The Mac Mini and Asus VivoPC are both exceptionally priced and powerful machines, but that depends on your intent of its use. The current Mac Mini base model is about $500 and is basically a MacBook Pro in desktop form. The current Mac Mini is configured up to a dual-core Core i7, but the 2012 Mac Mini is configurable up to a quad-core Core i7, 16GB of RAM, and a 1TB hard drive, or I think about a 3TB Fusion drive. The Asus VivoPC has baseline specs of 4GB of RAM, 500GB hard disk, and a 4th generation Intel Celeron 1007U CPU. The VivoPC is configurable to a dual-core Intel Core i5 and 16GB of RAM, but the CPU is running on 3rd generation Ivy Bridge architecture, just as well as the 2012 Mac Mini Core i7 and Core i5 models are both running on Ivy Bridge architecture. The new Mac Mini just got an upgrade to Haswell CPUs, but there is no hyper-threading and has significantly lower clock speeds than the VivoPC overall. The VivoPC, unlike the new Haswell Mac Mini, has the ability to upgrade to a maximum of 16GB of RAM using third-party resources, which is a much cheaper alternative of upgrading the RAM than the Mac Mini's $200 Apple configured RAM. Although the Mac Mini can be configured with higher specifications, the VivoPC is an overall cheaper alternative for some modest hardware. Now let's talk about software. The Mac Mini is running Mac OS Yosemite 10.10 out of the box and doesn't offer any first-party home theater friendly software. The Mac Mini comes with all your basic iLife software like iMovie, GarageBand, and iPhoto. The problem with Macs are that they focus too heavily on giving you the software to create the content rather than giving you the software to view and enjoy your content. If Apple could fix this little problem, then they would be gold in my opinion. The Asus VivoPC is running Windows 8.1 out of the box, and you will most likely have to install an hour and a half worth of updates for 8.1. Once you're done with that, you can focus on installing your home theater software. There are apps like Windows Media Center to give you all your TV needs in a moderately simple setup process. For people wanting to watch HD movies on their computer on the big screen, most people will prefer either Plex or Kodi, formerly known as XBMC. Plex isn't free on all platforms and it requires you to set up a server for it even to work. Kodi, on the other hand, has a rather simpler setup process if you already have a Windows server at hand. Kodi is free on all platforms, for now at least, and is the recommended choice for home theater software. So when it comes to Windows, I feel that even though the Mac Mini can run Windows as well, the Asus VivoPC is just more equipped to run this software, as if you don't have a Windows disk already at hand, you're going to have to purchase a Windows copy as well as a license key. I am currently using the preview version of Windows 10 Pro on the Mac Mini 2012, and I'm using that for all my software like Photoshop, all my Adobe software, and I've been enjoying the experience of Windows 10 so far. If you want to see any coverage on that, make sure you hit the like button and give me a comment as well. So let's talk about performance next. Now, it's obviously, since I've told you the specs of the Mac Mini, that it's clearly the better choice if you're looking into getting into gaming, because the Asus VivoPC's processor, RAM, and the overall specs, it just wasn't made for that purpose, and I don't think it should be used for that purpose. If you've seen my review of the Asus VivoPC, you can tell that it's not a very good gaming machine with the baseline specs. As I've said before, the Asus VivoPC can be upgraded. You can upgrade the RAM as well as the hard drive, which I think is a pretty cool thing. The new Mac Mini, the 2014 model, can't have the RAM upgraded or the hard drive, but you're gonna have to pay through Apple configured RAM. But the 2012 Mac Mini, which is the one I have, you can upgrade the hard drive as well as the memory and a few other things, I think. And that's why I think the 2014 Mac Mini was a bit of a disappointment, because it lacked all the things that made the Mac Mini so pretty cool in the first place. Now back to the Asus VivoPC. It runs Windows 8.1 pretty good. It's a little sluggish here and there. Sometimes apps don't respond I wouldn't say it's rare. It happens kind of often, but it shouldn't be a deal breaker for you if you're interested in buying the Asus VivoPC over the Mac Mini. The Mac Mini the performance is excellent, but it's very expensive thing to do just for a home theater PC. And I think that the Asus VivoPC, in my opinion, would be better for you because it's cheaper, better equipped to do those types of tasks like streaming movies, given all the ports it has USB 2.0, USB 3.0, a SPDIF port, VGA, as well as HDMI. The Mac Mini only has Thunderbolt and HDMI, and a lot of people probably don't use Thunderbolt for their TV, I'm pretty sure. But I think that for performance, I think I'm gonna have to give this one to the Mac Mini, basically because it's got way better specs. I wouldn't say way better, but it's pretty much way better equipped to do the type of performance tasks. I mean, I'm literally making this video using the Mac Mini, so it's a pretty powerful machine. I'm using it as my daily driver computer for all my video editing and software work. In conclusion, the Mac Mini and Asus VivoPC are both exceptional PCs that bring both something good to the table that the other doesn't. The Mac Mini has better and higher configurable specs, but is pretty pricey for what you get in the end result. The Asus VivoPC is very well priced and is more equipped for home theater usage, but can be very sluggish at times given the processing power out of the box. Personally, I recommend going for the Asus VivoPC if you're going to use it for home theater stuff or just very basic desktop work, but only at the highest configuration. And I've been searching around, and there's actually a model that a lot of people didn't know about that had an NVIDIA GeForce GPU as well as a Haswell Core i5, even though it's dual core. And the Mac Mini is probably your very best bet if you're going to go for straight performance. It's got upgradability for the RAM and hard drive, so you can get that SD SSD action going. You can run dual boot Windows and Mac OS, so all your productivity software on Mac and all your entertainment software on the Windows side. So that's going to be about it, guys. Like I said, the Asus VivoPC is probably better equipped for home theater software, but even though you can bump it up the specs a little bit, I would still rather choose the Mac Mini because you can get the best of both worlds of Mac OS and Windows 10 or 8 or 7 or whatever OS you'd like to use. But that thing is going to be about it, and if you like, please make sure to give me a like. If you subscribe, that would be pretty cool as well. Make sure to leave any comments, questions, because I will answer them for sure. And I'll see you guys in the next one.